In this video, I'll show you how to optimize and repair your WordPress database using PHPMyAdmin. Now this isn't something that you'll need to do on a day-to-day basis. Optimizing your database is similar to defragmenting your computer hard drive. It's something that if you do it every few months, 3 or 4 months or so, then it just helps to keep things organized well and running better. So to optimize your database, just log into PHPMyAdmin for your blog, however you get there. I'm using cPanel, but on your account, however you get to PHPMyAdmin, select your database. I have several databases here, so I'm just going to pick the one for my main free WordPress tutorial site. In this database, you'll see I have several tables because I have lots of plugins that I've added. So when I scroll down here, I'll see several. On your database, if you have a default install, I'll just switch to another database. You'll probably only have 10 tables if you haven't put any plugins in it. So let's stay on this one for a second. If you look here, when you click on your data, select your database, and you see all your tables listed, at the end you'll see overhead on your tables. And this overhead is sort of like a defragmented area on a hard drive of your computer. So when you defrag your computer, you optimize and clean up that where data is stored on your hard drive. And same concept here with optimizing a database. So it's really simple. You just go to your database, and you can either choose to check all tables, or at the bottom, or you can just check tables that have overhead. If you do that, then it only selects the tables with overhead. Notice my options and post meta are the only two here with overhead. So once you've selected your tables, click the with selected drop down, and then click optimize table. You'll get a screen that comes back. You don't get any prompts or anything. That comes back and tells you, okay, the tables have been optimized. Then click back on your table and scroll over, and you should see that you have no overhead in your table again. It's as simple as that. So you can do that every 2 or 3 months. Just go in, look at your database. Just go to my other blog here, my main blog, and I have a little bit of overhead on it, not a lot. Notice my database is 11 megabytes and I have 263K of overhead. That's nothing in the grand scheme of things, but while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and check tables with overhead, optimize table. Now make sure when you do this that you click the right thing. Don't click drop and stuff, because then you're going to delete your database. So pay attention to what you're doing. Click optimize tables, and it'll go in and clean up those tables. If I go over now, I have no overhead. Just one thing here I should have pointed out at the beginning of the video, but it's always a good idea, unless you're really comfortable working in on your database in PHPMyAdmin, before you do anything to your database, just in case you make a mistake, is to save a copy of your database, to export it. And so an easy way to do that is just when you select your database, click on export. Make sure all your tables are selected, and they should be by default. If not, just click select all. Leave everything on the right, set at the default values. Click SQL if it's not already checked. Click Save File As, and click Go. And then you'll be prompted to save that file, download that SQL file of your database to your computer. So leave it at SQL, click OK, and then the database will download to your computer. Once it's downloaded to your computer, pull it over, then here's my database in an SQL file. If I were to do anything in here now and really mess up my database, I have that backup that I can always recover from. So if you're not comfortable working in PHPMyAdmin, and even if you are, it's worth it to go that extra step to just, before you do anything here, to export your database so you have a safety net in case you mess something up. Now one other tool I'll show you here. If you ever have a problem with your database, and I've been working with these databases for years, and only a few times have I had an error to where it said my database was corrupted. Something had corrupted my database. You can possibly recover from that by coming into your database here check all your tables, click the drop down, and then click Repair Table. And you can do this at any time. As long as your database is running fine, this isn't going to do a lot for you. But if your database becomes unstable or corrupted, you get a message saying database is corrupted or something like that, then come in here, select them all, click Repair Tables, and depending on how large your database is, it may take a minute or two, and it'll go through and check all the tables, and if there's something wrong that it can fix, then it'll go ahead and repair the table. So I've recovered from a couple of damaged databases just by doing that simple technique. But it's as simple as that to go in and optimize and repair your database. Now there are several other things that you can do in this drop down here, and I'll talk about those in a future video as far as emptying tables, dropping tables, which simply means you're deleting the tables, and so forth. So don't use those unless you really know what you're doing. About the only two things in here that you would want to use on a regular basis when you come in just to do some basic maintenance on your table, or about the only one thing really, is to optimize the table. And just think of that again as the equivalent to defragging your hard drive on your computer. Log in every 3 or 4 months, 6 months, something like that. Optimize your tables, and you'll keep things clean and smooth and hopefully running well for you.